everyone. Welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Today is Monday, May the 2nd. So it is a Monday, which means it's time for What Sold on eBay. But it is also the very first week of a brand new month. And I wanted to just briefly give you guys my feelings on a Monday of a week that's the first week in a new month. I love fresh starts. I love new beginnings. And I love that every day is a new and fresh start when it comes to your bullet journals and your to-do lists and staying motivated. Every day is a chance to do better than you did yesterday. But I really love Mondays because it's always like a new week, new goals, new chance to do better. And then I love new months, obviously, and I love when it's a new quarter. But I love when a Monday is the very first week of a brand new month. It's like the ultimate refresh, restart, new goals, new week, new month, and all of that. The only thing that tops that is if it's like a new quarter and a new day, new month on the Mondays. But it is the very first week of May of Monday. Whoop. I'm not editing this. Y'all get to see me being goofy. But yeah, it is the very first week of May. May is my absolute favorite month. My birthday is this month. My youngest son's. It's Mother's Day. It's spring. It's a time of renewal. I love May. So happy May, everybody. And let's get on into the what sold on eBay. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we're going to go through this just like we do every week. We're going to start with all of the plush that sold. I'm going to show you each and every single one of those. And then we'll get into the highlights of the week, whether they're just solid bread and butter brands that we flip on the regs or bolos that you guys should be out looking for when you're sourcing. I'm going to put my eyeballs on so I can actually see my screen and share it with you. And then I'll make myself real tiny. Little dork in the corner there. There she is. Hello. So let's start with the plush. This is a vintage Raspberry Home Buddy. He's a terry cloth beanbag toy. I did mention in last week's What Sold when I showed you guys the red, I wanted to call him white, the red dog, how he came in a bag of plush, a grab bag that I got. This zero is also in that grab bag. He sold for a best offer of $17 and he shipped first class. Next up, we have a large goofy head. This is a nylon stuffed pillow. He sold for $17.99. He was about $1 in a wholesale lot. And he had to go in a larger poly bag, but he was still first class. He weighed like 14 ounces, and we had to use a larger poly bag for him. This is a Dream Poodle dog hand puppet. So he sold for $13.99, or she. And this was in a lot that everything averaged out to 50 cents a piece. And there were several puppets in that lot. So you guys, puppets are one of those things I always tell you to be on the lookout for. Of course, based on the size of the puppet, if it's a well-known character, the animal, the brand, the prices can range from $12 up to over $100. But look out for those puppets. And of course, this dog went first class. Then we have a Holly Bears God Bless Grandma Bear, 50 cents cost of goods. I'd never heard of Holly Bears. I don't know that I would ever pick one of these up on purpose, like in the wild or whatever. If I ever got another Holly Bear in a lot or in a grab bag or something, I'd list it. It sold for a best offer of $10 and shipped first class. And then, y'all, I sold some poop. I literally sold poop. This sold for $13.12, and I am just tickled. I am so tickled. I love the fact that I sold some poop. These poop emojis, they're literally poop, and they're also poop. I've sold a lot of these poop pillows and these poop emojis before. They never fetch much money. They're usually between $10 and $14. But I get them in with lots, or I find them for 50 cents or a quarter. And they just bring me so much joy that I have to source them and sell them because It makes me so happy when I sell a poop. He shipped first class. He also needed a larger bag, just like Goofy did. Next up, we have a Gans Webkinz. This is the caramel lion. He did not have a code. I did want to point something out to you. I've always told you guys that Gans are hit or miss, and you do need to be aware of whether or not it has a code so that you can put that in the listing. I put it in 3 places just so that buyers who don't read have 3 chances to maybe see it. I put it in the title here, no code. I put it in the description here, no code. And then I put it in the description box down here. And then in the item description specifics for Gans Webkinz, if you put these in the proper category, eBay has a Gans Webkinz category. One of your item specifics will be to choose whether or not it has a code. So I do like to put it in 1, 2, 3, 4 places. And if I had a code, I would put sealed code in 4 places. On their tags, they have these numbers. HM175 is this one, and then under it, it'll say what it is. Some of them have names like a caramel lion. Some of them will just say lion. Some will say black bear or just bear. Frog, toad, seal. They all have different names. And collectors look for them by these names and by these numbers. So I suggest including all of these in your titles. You'll see some of my older Gans from Long Ago and Far Away that don't have these in there, like really old ones before I knew the numbers were important. I did learn pretty quickly that they are. These I feel are more valuable than Beanie Babies. They're more worthwhile of picking up. I usually get them for 50 cents or less. And sometimes I luck out and I find Gans Webkinz that are worth 20 bucks, 30 bucks. But for the most part, they're going to go for $12 to $18, depending on what you have. The more rare ones and sought after go for more, obviously. And like I've said before, I don't know that having a code or not having a code always makes a difference. I've had those with no codes, so for more money than some with codes. Anyway, don't forget to look for your number and the animal's name. So he is really cute, isn't he? He looks confused. He sold for $13.12 and shipped first class. He was 50 cents. Next up, we have a Disney Parks Timothy Q Mouse from Dumbo. He is a super really cute mouse. You guys know I love rodents, hamsters especially, but I love rodents. They're so cute. There's the tag for you guys to look at, Disney Parks Authentic. And this is Timothy from Dumbo. He was 50 cents, and I had to grab him because I recognized the character and the Disney Parks tag. He sold for $14.99, and he shipped first class. Okay, next up, we have an entire lot of unbranded or generic type plush, and this is what I do with the plush I get in those lots that are like bottom. I don't want to call them poop. They're just bottom of the barrel. They have really no brand. They're not recognizable brands or characters or anything. And we all get them. You'll buy a grab bag. You'll get a wholesale box of plush. You get all the stuff out of there that's recognizable and has brands. And you're always left with stuff like this green guy, right? What is this? It's a green smiling guy. So what I'll do is I'll lot them up. I try to keep them under a pound. So I'll keep them right around 13 or 14 ounces. And that's how I know when to stop. Sometimes people will ask me, well, how do you know how many to put in there? Do you like stuff together? If I had enough dogs or enough bears or farm animals or something to create a theme for a lot, I would. But when I have a bunch of randos like this, I'll just toss them all together. And then I put them on a scale and I stop when I hit, 14 ounces or so, because then they can still go in a poly bag. Sorry. If you wanted to make a lot that was bigger than that, you absolutely could ship them in a padded flat, and you could just keep shoving them in there and raise the price to cover that and put however many you can get in there. But this is how I do that. And this is what an example, the title. So because there's such a different variety in here, I just like to put stuffed animal, carnival prizes, and then kind of highlight a couple of the more popular animals or whatever that's in the lot. Bears, dogs, tigers, and more. Plush animals, animal and animals are different words as far as the algorithm because one's plural. Lot, 9 toys. So I do tell them how many are there. There's 9 toys. And then if you go to the description box, I do break it down for them. So a lot of 9 stuffed animals, plush, 2 bears, 1 panda, 2 dogs, so on and so forth. And I tell them exactly what they're getting. So this one sold for, $14.99, which, you know, these guys, you can see how small most of them were. They're all laying there next to most of them were just a couple of inches big. All of them in the bag was like 14 ounces. So that was pretty good for 9 generic animals that most people would probably have redonated or not bothered with. Next up, we have a Dandy sock monkey. Y'all know I love sock monkeys and I love Dandy. Dandy and sock monkeys both, whether it's a Dandy sock monkey or another branded sock monkey or another Dandy plush, all over the place. Comps can be from 12 all the way up to 60. You just got to see what you got. This guy was 50 cents, sold for $13.12, and he shipped first class. And I did pick him up because he was so unique with the Easter bunny ears and the camo shirt. All right, guys, so that was the plush from the whole week. It's 9 plush, which is more than 1 a day. That keeps us at our 0.5% or so sell-through rate on plush, which I'm absolutely happy with. And now we're going to start looking at the clothes. So this is Citizens of Humanity. And here, let's just cut to the chase before I start getting into the stuff that's sold. You're going to hear a lot tonight about how this brand used to sell for so much more. Keeping in with the common theme that I've been talking about a lot on this channel recently, that darn race to the bottom and trashing entire brands. It really grinds my gears. It is my soapbox. I've said before, it's the hill I've chosen to die on, and you will never change my mind that racing to the bottom is a bad thing for the reselling community and the platforms. I did a video on this last week, a little rant, a little tough love. I'll have it pop up at the end if you haven't watched it yet. But you're going to hear that a lot today because a lot of these brands are brands that I used to sell for a lot more. Citizens of Humanity, when I first started, I could list at 50 and I would usually take a best offer of 45 or 40. Now I start them at 30. These ones actually sold full price, not on an offer. So they did sell for $29.99, which was cool. And these came out of a ThredUp box. You can tell by how they're pictured. If you look here, I can see where my poster board used to be that I used to use back there, but then white out the background. But yeah, these were about $1.75 probably, give or take. And they did ship, I believe, in a padded flat. They sure did. So Citizens of Humanity is still a decent brand. $30 is nothing to sneeze at, but I wouldn't pay more than $2 or $3 for a pair of Citizens of Humanity jeans. These are the Kelly Lorays. Democracy, a brand I used to start around $40, and usually it would sell pretty quickly for the 40. Sometimes I'd take a best offer of 35. I now start these at 30. These sold on an offer, $26, and they shipped in a padded flat. Now these were a plus size, and they were dark wash, and they had some damage there. So maybe I could have gotten a little more without the plucked threads, but I expected to get an offer because of the plucked threads. So who knows? All right, next up we have Jones New York women's jeans. These are a size 10 boot cut. These are new with tags. I got these off the rack at 99 cents day Goodwill back in Pittsburgh. They've been around for a long time. They finally sold for $24.99. I believe the size and the fact that they're white is what took so long. It's not that great of a brand either, but usually even not so great brands, if you have them new at tags, they don't take that long to sell or whatever. But size 10 is one of those really mid-grade average sizes that are harder to move. All right, next up, we have a Lucky Brand t-shirt. I just mentioned in a haul video that I like buying those jeans brands and shirts. If I find Lucky Brand, True Religion, Madewell, I have found Carhartt, just any of those brands that are well known for jeans. I like to grab the shirts as well. They do pretty good. The lucky ones, I usually start between 16 and 18, depending on what they look like. I'll usually comp them and see if there's anything similar. And then I'll usually take a best offer of $1 or $2 less than what I started it for. I've had Lucky Brand button fronts that have sold for 18. This particular t-shirt sold for 14, but the cost on this was $1. So it's absolutely worth it. And this is cute. It's got the little tie front too. So that was a nice flip. It shipped first class. I did not tell you how this shipped, honestly. Padded flat. So padded flat on all the jeans so far. Rock Revival. These came out of a thread-up box that I just recently did on the channel. I just unboxed it maybe 2 weeks ago. And I started them at 50, which is kind of what I expected. I do know that like a couple years ago, I had some Rock Revival men's jeans I had found, and I started those around 75 and they sold for, I believe, 60 or 65. Men's clothing does tend to go for a little bit more than women's. And there has been a lot of brands that have kind of to the bottom in the last couple years. So I figured I would start these around 50. And when I comped them, I was not disappointed. If you saw me pull them out of the box, I was super excited to have these. I did take a best offer of 45, which is fine because that's usually what happens is you list high and you take an offer. In fact, I just did a video on that as well, on best offers and how they benefit you and your activity and boosting your items and stuff, and then how you just price to give yourself room for that. I'll have that one pop up too. So at the end of today's video, we'll have the best offers and the race to the bottom videos. I just put those up. They're like my tough love videos I did last week. But anyway, the Rock Revival Camila Easy Boot. Rock Revival are just nice looking jeans. They are just good looking jeans. Miss Me's Rock Revival Silver. I just always look at them and think that those are some sexy jeans. So they did ship in a padded flat, and their cost in that thread-up box, I believe I said, was like $1.70 something per item. There were like 40 pairs of jeans that were viable out of there that I could flip, and I paid $55 with shipping and everything. So okay, and Orvis. Orvis is a pretty decent brand. I love finding Orvis men's shirts and shorts, like their cargo shorts. But I've been finding some some women clothing Orvis lately, and I grab it up. I paid $1.50 for this little button flip, and it sold for $16.87 and shipped first class. Here we have a Torrid. This is a really pretty shirt. It's a very nice blouse. I just showed it to y'all in a haul video. I believe its cost was right around $2, maybe and some change. It's got the iron hook fasteners up the front, and then it's got the polka dots. This is just a really nice shirt. This is something I would have worn back when I had a job and I had to dress business casual. This was like my style. This was, like I said, $2, maybe $2.50. We'll call it $2.50. I took a best offer of $20 on it. It only took a couple weeks to sell. It moved pretty quick. Torrid is a good brand. And I've been saying that in a lot of my haul videos. I have been leaving Torrid jeans behind because they want even half off, $5 for them. And when you factor in the cost of a padded flat and your fees, that's not a good cost of goods on Torrid. If you can get them for $2 or $3 all day long, if you can find their shirts for $2, $2.50 all day long. Torrid is a really well-known, trusted plus-size brand for women, and they make really cute clothes. And a lot of times when it comes to plus sizes, it's harder for women to find cute styles or, nice fashion, but Torrid makes all of that. And they're a really well-known, sought-after good brand. Just don't pay up too much for them. All right, this was Katamari was our game, me and Keith personally, so we didn't source this or anything. And I actually posted about this in my Facebook group today. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, you should be. It's called Flippin' Hippos or Reseller Pod. You can use the description box below. I put a link in there for you to click. Takes you right to it, free to join. Or you can just search for us for the Hippos Reseller Pod on Facebook. Really good group full of great information. So I posted this today in there as just like a the more you know kind of post. But this was an empty case. So somehow the game got lost when we moved to Florida. I don't know where it went. I had the game back in Pennsylvania, but we got here. We don't even have a PS3 anymore. We've upgraded to PS5 and the newest Xbox. PS1, I believe, is actually the newest one. Somebody take my nerd card from me. But we don't have a PS3 anymore. And so we were going through all of our games when we were unpacking from our storage unit. And we made a pile of everything that we don't have consoles for anymore. And we sold them all. Because what else are you going to do when you're a reseller? You sell your old stuff on your platforms, on your stores and stuff. But this sold for $13.99 without a game. So my point is, when you have empty cases, sometimes go ahead and comp them. There are collectors out there who will pay for empty cases, manuals. A couple years ago, Keith and I sold a bunch of empty Pokemon boxes, and some of them went for over $50 just for a box. So don't not sell your own stuff. If you got stuff laying around your house you don't want anymore, sell it. And also don't overlook these empty game cases. Not all of them are going to be worth money, but some are. So do your due diligence and your research. I wanted to show you this remote. This is so cool. So we just got in a shipment from our remote supplier, and Keith pulled this out and listed it like the day after that particular shipment came in, and it sold overnight. So that was like, I love home runs like that. Show you what it looks like big. So yeah, it came out of like one of the first things we pulled out of that pallet, and then for it to sell overnight too was amazing. But if you guys don't buy your remotes wholesale and you just see them in the thrifts, garage sales, the churches, I like to show you guys these so you know what you're looking for when you're buying the one-offs. Anything with a screen is most likely going to be worth money. So if you see your remote with a screen like that, you want to comp it and see if it's a good remote to source. This is a Logi Harmony 665. So it did sell full price, $59.99. I don't know how quickly, how many hours, because it sold while we were asleep, but it sold overnight. It sold that quickly. So keep your eyes peeled for remotes with the screens. Okay, we're going to come back to me. Hey, guys. So happy May. Happy Monday. I hope your sales are getting better. Ours have absolutely picked up. Things have been really good around here as of late on all of our platforms. It seems like things are picking up. I don't know if folks are getting their tax returns late or just not pulling their purse strings as tight. Or it could just be, the result of us listing 40 items a day every day for months on end, finally paying off. But let me know how things are going for you. If you had any questions, comments, or concerns about anything you saw in this What Sold video or reselling in general, leave me a comment. Join the Facebook group for sure. It's a really good group. I feel like the light reflects and you can't see my eyes, which is like why I don't wear those a lot. And hit the thumbs up if you would. Subscribe to the channel. Got some hungry hippos back here and some hungry sloths now and a rabbit. Got all kinds of animals to feed. Help us out. Subscribe to the channel. And go be productive, guys. Go make some money. Make the most of this week and this month. Be better than you were yesterday. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.